Okay guys, welcome back. As you saw in the last video, depending on what order I put these videos out in, we are looking at the Star Wars Black Series, the Acolyte Jedi Master Indara, played by the same actress from The Matrix. Again, I'm not good with actors and actresses' names, unless I actually bother to research them. But we're going to be taking a look at her today. And then we'll be taking a quick look at the packaging. I don't normally do packaging shots. I find them the most boring part of the videos, but we'll try something new, see if you guys like it, and if you guys enjoy taking a look at the packaging as well, I will keep these in the videos. But as always, let me know in the comments section below, and while you're at it, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be notified of future uploads. I do hope to be a regular uploader now. Now that I've got a bit more time on my plate. But she is number 5, apparently, in the line, I believe. Jedi Master Indara, Star Wars Acolyte. And then just a quick side view. Take a look at the back here. Comes with some nice artwork. And then let's take a quick, nice read at that bio. Jedi Master Indara. At the end of the High Republic era, a former Padawan reunites with a Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront turn out to be far more sinister and personal than anticipated. If you guys want to clue me in on the series, do let me know in the comment section below. Is she the main protagonist of this? I don't know. I never watched the series, as I said in the other video. But again, just says she's number 5. Nice artwork of her. And then the full artwork on the side there for the mural. But that's pretty much the packaging. And I will quickly unbox her. And we'll get right into the figure. Okay, so she's now out of her packaging. And we shall dive right into the figure. Now, straight away, the head sculpt. I don't think this looks like the actress at all, in my opinion. At least on my copy. It could just be me, but I can't see the likeness there. I'm remembering her from The Matrix, and I'm trying to think what else I've seen her in. I think she has done a couple of Marvel roles in some of this series, I believe. I think she's a CEO or a lawyer of some sort. Let me know in the comment section below. But I don't think this looks like her at all. I think it's the cheekbones for me. They seem a little too puffy on this. Whereas I think she has a more slimmer cheekbone sort of structure, sort of like right here, like coming up to her eyes. But that's just me. If you think this does look like the actress, I'm not going to question that. But it's still an okay head sculpt anyway. So I'm not going to dismiss the entire figure just based on that alone. But zooming in on some of the details here, she has these weird dots. And just sort of looking at them very tinily, they look like stars or something like that. Or if they're just sort of dots. Whether she has those in the show or not, I don't know. But it's a little detail that I noticed right away. And usually when it comes to face sculpts, when it's things like that, these things are done on purpose. Because one thing I will give Hasbro credit for is their face printing technology. Depending on the character and the actor/actress, they are very good at what they do when it comes to the face printing technology. It's not on the other side, but she has a really nice hairstyle. Has these little tufts of hair that sort of just flow down nicely. And then she has like a triple ponytail going on here. Ironically, I can actually do this myself with my hair. I haven't done it, but my hair is long enough, believe it or not. But it has these nice little metal hair clips in there, / ties. But it's really nice. And then, as she is a Jedi, she does come with the standard Black Series robe. This one's a little lighter of a brown. which I'm noticing, which matches her boots and the belt quite nicely. The hood is sewed on, which is strange. The hood would be very baggy on her if it wasn't, but it does allow for the cloak to sit fairly decently on the figure. But let's just take the robe off. I will probably be looking at a third party to replace this with a wired one, because one thing Black Series and Hasbro are very hit and miss with is the soft goods, but when it comes to the Jedi robes, 99% of the time they just don't sit right or look good unless they are wired. So I'll probably be replacing that in the future. But let's get into the basis of the figure here. Right away, she's done in a sort of all bone white and brown combination, which is really cool. I do like the pattern on the actual sort of the top here. It does have a nice little brown wash on there. Again, as if to say they've been going out in the dirt, but it's not on the rest of the figure, like the sleeves and the legs, which is a little bit weird and strange to me, and it's just on this bit. But then again, if she just wears her robe all the time, I can kind of forgive it not being on the sleeves and maybe the legs a little bit, though again the legs I reckon should have a little bit of a wash just to match that if she's always wearing her robe in the show. Again, I don't know, and that's why like the dirt is just more or less focused on that area. But the belt again is a separate floating piece. It does sit high just underneath her bust there, and it does allow for clearance. And one thing I have just noticed, and I think this has come from the Jedi robe, is on my copy there is a pinkish brown mark on her leg that I think has rubbed from this, which is a bit disappointing. I can't see it anywhere else on the figure. That I don't. Oh, yeah, it's on the back side here as well. So that's a little disappointing, and a little bit on her sleeve here as well. Yeah, it is. I'm starting to notice now. What the hell? I know these figures have been out for a little while now, but have you guys seen that happening with your sort of figures? That is shockingly bad. I don't know what is this, like a new material these are being made out of? That the dye or something like that? Are they just dip dyeing these and then the dye's just rubbing off? That is weird. That's disappointing. But let's press on. But also, again, whether this is completely accurate to the show, she only has one gloved hand. I'm assuming this is her predominant lightsaber wielding hand then, if it's gloved. So I'm assuming she is right-handed. Again, if she's facing that way, this will be the right hand. So maybe she's right-handed in the show, and that's the one she uses for her lightsaber, and then just a bare hand on the side. But articulation, standard Black Series, there is a small ball joint at the bottom of the neck. You don't get much due to the collar. Ball joint at the head, so you can do a full 360 and a little bit of tilt, not much. Single joint at the elbows. No ball joints. Oh, yeah, there is a butterfly joint in there. It's in there, but it's quite tight, so you don't get much out of it. Singular elbow, and I think it's just your standard hinge joint at the wrist, but because of the way the cuff is, there is nothing there. You can't go side to side with it, can't go up and down. You can twist the hands wherever you need to, but because of the nature of the sleeve cuff, you don't get much out of that. And it's the same on both sides. You standard ball joint at the torso, which is nice. Ball joint at the hips, and singular knee joints. And does she have a boot swivel? Yes, she has a boot swivel. And your standard forward facing pin for rocker on the feet. So fairly decent articulation. so you probably can get a few bit of poses. But let's pull her back a little bit and then take a look at her lightsaber. Now, I do kind of like this design a little bit. It's not my favourite, but I think it is a fairly decent lightsaber design. Has your standard sort of pin for it to be clipped onto the belt, which I think I did see on there, so you can clip it on the belt if you're having it unlit. Comes in this nice silver with some bronze bits sort of attached into there. And then I'm not sure how well the camera is going to pick this up, but right at the top there is a tiny bit of blue to signify that yes, the lightsaber blade is hot and it is going. And she rocks a green lightsaber. I believe in the Star Wars sort of mythos of lightsaber colours and their meanings, green typically means that you are more in tune with the Force, whereas if you are on the sort of blue side of things, you are more focused on combat and things like that. You're more of a knight / sentinel, more of a warrior. And her lightsaber fits nicely in her hand as such. But overall, I think this is a decent figure. I do like the look of it. I like the fact that she's sort of clad in this all white look with a little bit of a wash. Again, the disappointing thing is, from what I can tell, some of the colour has rubbed from her robe onto my copy. So for me, that deducts some points. I don't really use a point system, but let's just say, for instance, I was using a sort of like what out of 10. To me, that deducts it by at least 2 points, because that is really disappointing. That has marked my figure, and I don't have any sort of paint skills or anything like that to correct that myself. I'm sure it is simple as easy, just get some acrylic paint or plastic paint or something like that and just dab some on there. But you shouldn't have to do that with your figures that you are paying upwards of, what's the new price now? I think it's like $27 in terms of American currency for a standard single action figure now. And if that's going to be the case, if I'm paying $27 for that, again, it's not for us here at the minute, we're British pounds, and I did get these on sale, so I'm not going to complain too much. But if that is becoming a common occurrence on these figures going forward, then Hasbro's quality control needs to be stepped up. And that is across all lines, because I have certain G.I. Joe figures, and whilst G.I. Joe is my main line, and I think is the best line in terms of quality and what you are getting for your money, I have had some figures where paint is hit and miss in certain areas, missing accessories, bent accessories and things like that. But you'll see those in my upcoming G.I. Joe classified videos. But overall, this is a decent Jedi figure. I don't think it's going to win me over back into collecting Star Wars full-time until I look at the whole wave, as you are seeing in previous videos. So we'll see how the rest of these turn out, because I've only taken a look at these two more modern-ish. Again, I'm aware that some of these acolyte figures that you see in the background have been out for a year or so now, maybe just over, give or take. But they're still semi-modern. Whether or not quality has improved even more since then or even less, I don't know. Again, I just got these on sale because I weren't going to pay full price. But what do you guys think of Jedi Master Indara? Do you think she was a good character in the show? Was she very prominent throughout the show? Because I know Master Soul is prominent throughout the show. I've seen him in several different screenshots of the show, so I know he's definitely more prominent, but whether or not all of these characters are prominent throughout the show. Let me know in the comments. Did you pick this up? Have you picked up this wave? What do you think of the wave? Who is your favourite figure at the wave? And who is your favourite Star Wars character as a whole? Whether it be from Expanded Universe, Canon Universe, comics, video games. Let me know in the comment section below. As always, I'd appreciate you hitting the like and the subscribe button with the notification bell so you can be notified of any upcoming future uploads. And as always, I will see you in the next video.